answer. Because you are that, you are capable, you are gifted, and you are so unique. All of the things that you may hate about yourself are your strengths. It's okay to be soft. It's okay to be opinionated. It's okay to be different. And it's so okay to just be you. The world awaits to receive you.
All right, so this is the facts of the case. And we already announced who was involved in this: the trustees of Dolton versus Tiffany, Michael Smith, Angela Lockett, and Ronnie Bird Sr. So these are the facts of the case. Plaintiff Jason House, Brittany Norwood, Kiana Belcher, and Tammy Brown are 4 of the 6 elected trustees of the Village of Dolton and make up the majority of the board of trustees. So this is the exhibit 1 we're going to show you. Verified complaint. Tiffany Henyard is the mayor of the Village of Dolton. Keith Freeman is the duly appointed village administrator of the Village of Dolton. So ID at Michael Smith, Angela Lockett, and Ronnie Bird Seniors are each individuals that were unlawfully appointed by Mayor Henyard to position within the village. And Mayor Henyard, we showed you that she actually did that for Keith Freeman. All right, Keith Freeman was appointed unlawfully. I showed the clip where her was literally saying, "This is the new administrator, take it or leave it," and they really didn't say too much. All right, Javon, shout out to you because you're a Dolton resident. I don't like Freeman, but they kept him in because she will try to get some loyalist who is worse. Or wait, she did Michael Smith. She did. So regardless, they just need to get him out the way and tell the departments to ante up whatever information they need. There's nobody there to bully them. Smith, catch a dog, Smith. That's what we're talking about right now. He ain't making nowhere. He can't even make it to get a school job. I don't know how he thought he was about to be the man. All right, so this was the verified complaint. Beginning in July of 2024, Village Administrator Freeman started issuing directive to village employees to comply with certain laws and ordinance passed by the village board. So that's July when we had did that video like, it's Freeman turning. That nigga got in trouble with the feds, and now he got to shout out this email. Well, we been knew he turned after that, before that, but he shot out that email that basically said what people had to do, and that was basically communicate through email and everything be tracked. Village employees to comply with certain law and ordinance passed by the village board. For example, Freeman notified employees that all requests from Mayor Henyard for services, document, and deployment of resources were to be made in writing. Directed department heads to remove all sign containing Mayor Henyard's name and likeness in accordance with the village ordinance. So they wanted the signage to come down, the things that, because that's all political shit. He was like, man, I ain't about to play with you no more. Get this shit down. Instructed the department heads that all village expenditures occurred by the mayor office must be approved by the board of trustees. Advised the police department that the mayor's security detail had been revoked by ordinance. That's why she was pissed at him. He's fired. He's fired. Directed the issuance of permits to the Dolton Park districts that had been held up by the mayor for no legitimate reason, and advised department heads that Tiffany Henyard Cares vehicle stickers will no longer be sold by the village. They were selling that. Upon information, see how we learn more? They were selling that. Who was buying that? Upon information and belief, once Mayor Henyard learned of these actions, she began attempting to terminate Freeman as the village administrator. Mayor Henyard ordered the IT director to disable Administrator Freeman email account so he could not conduct village business. On 2 occasions, Mayor ordered Janice Johnson, the Director of Administrative Service, draft a terminated letter to Keith Freeman. On one such occasion, Mayor Henyard ordered her boyfriend and the former deputy police chief to stand outside Miss Johnson's office so she could not leave until she drafted the letter. Oh, let me find out Miss Johnson about to sue her for entrapment and lawful detention, kidnapping. You know that? Lacey, you gonna fuck the jail. Excuse me. You see? Ms. Johnson refused that mayor's effort to draft termination letter to the Administrator Freeman. At the August 5th, 2004 village board meeting, Mayor Henyard called the vote to terminate Administrator Freeman. No such motion was made, and therefore no action to terminate Administrator Freeman was taken. Remember, we said that she was like, "Go ahead, vote." Why they won't vote? Why they don't vote? Because, like I said, they were supporting Freeman, and I don't understand why. Because, like I said, he gonna have to work. He gonna have to do what the fuck he's supposed to do, without us being nice to him. Because you're going to jail too. You spent the most money. Do not give him a pass, please. He was spending for both girlfriend and wife, allegedly. $1,000 at the beauty supply store. We went through all of that. This man spent just as much as Mr. Hunt. Despite the lack of board action, Mayor Henyard announced Keith Freeman is fired. On about August 12, 2024, Mayor Henyard, personal attorney with no affiliation to the village of Dolton, sent a letter to Ms. Johnson advising her that Keith Freeman employment with the village of Dolton has been terminated and requested that she take all action necessary to effluent Mr. Freeman's termination. Mayor Henyard did not receive a consent of the board of trustees prior to Freeman removal as required by Dolton Ordinance 9027. It did not report the reasons for Freeman purported, it ain't said report, it said purported termination to the plaintiffs between 5 and 10 days after he purported termination as required by the section. So she was supposed to give them a heads up 5 to 10 days prior to his termination, why she was terminating him. But when we look at the ordinance, they were supposed to vote on him coming in too. And I put the video up there. They ain't vote. She said he the new administrator. They was looking like, what the fuck? How you gonna hire him when we only met him for 5 minutes? You remember? I showed you that. I showed y'all that where Trustee Steve was like, now you just railroading us. Like, we just met him 2 hours ago. What the, like 4 of us talked to him for 20 minutes and you gonna hire him? That's exactly how it went down. But I'm just jumping up because I watched too much. So Mayor Henyard did not receive the consent of the board trustee prior to Freeman removal as required by Dolton Ordinance and did not report the reason to Freeman, to them about it. Now, Dolton Code, they talk about the code. We're going to go over that. In fact, the board expressively rejects Mayor Henyard's removal of Keith Freeman. I just got to put that up there. By failing to terminate him at the August 5th, 2024 meeting out of the abundance of caution. So they did this out of the abundance of caution. The board voted to reinstate Freeman as village administrator at the September 12th, 2004. So he was fired. But they said out of precaution. What precaution? Tell me. I want to know. Please. Trying to give y'all the benefit of the doubt because his ass, I don't care. He is a snitch and he a criminal. It ain't allegedly. And he be lying on bankruptcy cases. We don't need him. We just need God to fix it. We don't need to get back in contact with the devil. But that's my opinion. I'll move forward. Okay, y'all do what y'all do. I'm just an online resident. Okay, so the regular meeting of Dolton Board of Trustees was scheduled for September 3rd, 2024 at the Village Hall. Mayor Tiffany Henyard has refused to place any action items requested by plaintiff on the regular Village Board agenda. Additionally, the Village Hall capacity has proven to be inadequate to accommodate an increased members of the public and media outlet that frequently attend the Village of the board meeting. That's Exhibit 2. So Exhibit 2 is going to highlight he right at the tip of my tongue. There's 2 residents. We're going to get to it in Dolton Township is the African American older guy. He's right at the tip of my tongue, and another lady, basically talking about the Meetings Act, and they reported it to the governor, and they got a response. The Attorney General. Okay, I do apologize to the Attorney General, and we have that exhibit. It's very lengthy. We cannot go through all over it, but we're going to go towards the last parts of it. Very lengthy, but they did their thing because it was a process. That's why I said, people, we have to be focused, because they were writing letters back to back to like, hey, this was going on. Open meeting acts is being violated. They had to keep, excuse me, I scoffed that down. They had to keep doing that so they could get these people attention. And that's what I've been doing with the Alexis Wilson case. I've been tag teaming back and forth like, is this bitch? Is this bitch? Sorry, I'm just playing. Is she sitting here writing all of us? You damn Skippy. Back to back, motherfuckers. Back to back. And that's what they did. And that's how they got that open meetings act ruling against her. So this is going to be an exhibit 2. The Illinois Attorney General determined in September the 3rd, 2004, binding opinion that the location set up for the Village Hall on June 3rd, 2024 and July 1st of 2024 meetings were not open and convenient in conviction in violation of the Open Meetings Act. The Attorney General found that the village had advance notice of the capacity issue, but failed to move the meeting to a larger room. You know what they did though? Even the last one, I know they put another open meetings violation when she tried to have them upstairs and had us downstairs and shit. We all waiting like, what the fuck is she trying to do? She's a snake. Okay, even after this violation was given to her. So the Attorney General found that the village had advanced notice in the capacity issue, but failed to move the meeting to a larger room, offering standing room or overflow capacity, or otherwise attempt to make the meeting reasonable accessible. Therefore, in order considering important village business and complied with the Open Meetings Act, plaintiff canceled the September 3rd, 2024 meeting and scheduled a special meeting for September 12th. At the Park District facility, which has a larger capacity. So that's the next exhibit they're going to show. So that was the agenda. We're going to go into that. So Mayor Henyard trustee, allegedly pedophile, pedo. I ain't say that word. I said peeho. That's what I said. Peeho Andrew Holmes. Trustee rider bike Stan Brown. On the chain size, Stan Brown, and several members of the public appeared at the Village Hall on September 3rd. Okay, no quorum was established as required for the meeting, and the meeting was never called to order. Mayor Henyard proceeded to call the department head's report that had her personal attorney, Bo Bally, speaking about the attack. Y'all remember we watched her stay for the whole hour, just blah, 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 blah. She pulled the Grace Levi where motherfuckers just talking. But at least my shit is, y'all want to hear it. Okay? You want to hear it? Here it go. Huh? She was just going in. Shit was ridiculous. And that lawyer talking about everybody's attacking Henyard, this, that, and the third. Nope. You just want to get paid. That's all you want to do. You just want to get paid. So they talked about the corruption, the board of trustees, and the termination of Keith Freeman, the village as village administrator. So Mr. Bradley's speech was riddled with misrepresentations of Open Meetings Act, Illinois Constitution, Illinois Municipal Code, and court orders. So we did show that in one of our live that the people in Dolton was like, report them to the board. Let's report them to the board, to the state, to the law board. Okay, he said report them because of all of these things. He was just spending a misrepresented information, lying, making up stuff. Oh, yeah, I know that they told on him. Mayor Henyard didn't. So shout out to Dolton. You know, I love you guys in Thornton Township residents. Y'all doing your thing. It's some of y'all that's on their fucking neck. They ain't just talking about it, cracking jokes. Some of us like, send it again. Send it again. Fuck this. Tired of this bitch. I'm sorry. You see how it just roll on out? You can't be mad at Roberts for calling her an animal. Okay? So, Mayor Henyard then stated she was appointing Lakeside Legal and attorney Angela Lockett as the village attorney. And that kind of went over people's head. Nobody was talking about that too much. Mayor Henyard then stated that she was appointing Michael Catch-a-Dog Smith as the new village administrator. She then represented that the village had a new village attorney and the village administrator. Obviously, no vote was taken by the Board of Trustees on the appointment of Lockett and Smith. Plaintiffs have not been present and have not consented to the appointment of Lockett as village attorney and Smith as village administrator. Since September 3rd, 2024, Lockett has issued correspondence pursuant to being the village attorney and requested, among other things, that litigation files be turned over to her office. Since September 3rd, they like, hell no. Since September 3rd, 2024, Smith has cleared out Freeman's office and changed the lock so Freeman cannot access his own office. Woo, you got what Tiffany be dishing out, Freeman, didn't you? Because that's what she had did to the tax assessor lady at the beginning when I started paying attention to this. She was blocking people out their stuff. She's still doing it. And I think Miss Belcher still got her damn picture right on her thing. I got to look the next meeting and Belcher still carry her picture like it didn't fall off the wall like a ghost. The ghost demon is Henyard. It's that bitch. Excuse me. I won't use the word again. She make me mad. Okay. So this is another thing. Like when we go into Wednesday, we're going to show how the trustees are doing on their page, but they also been working with the fire department. The trustees, you do see House working in his capacity as acting mayor to sign documents that she won't, and they did get a contract from the fire departments, just to give y'all a heads up, because I wanted to show a little bit of the trustees page, but we'll show it on Wednesday and go through the progress that they're making, and they're actually heels to toe. Tiffany's thinking butt out there, and they out there right along with her. So shout out to Dolton trustees, Dolton. They out there at knocking on doors too. Here we go. So since October 3rd, so Lockett's been asking for documents, and they like, heck no. Since October 3rd, Smith has cleared out Freeman office, changed the locks. Smith's also represented to the fire department that their union contracts was approved at 12/2/24 meeting would not be honored, and an unfair labor practice has since been filed by the union against the village. What? Hold up. Since Smith has cleared out. Let me read this again. Smith also represented to the fire department that their union contract that was approved at September 12, 2004 meeting would not be honored. Now, I told y'all that I just said that. Oh, damn. So House signed it. It's a picture of House signing that. Okay, y'all want me to bring, I don't want to make this longer, but we'll show you that on our next live. There's a picture of House signing that document. And now, guess what? Another lawsuit for Dolton. Again, the firemen's almost had just the normality of their pension being reinstated while they're still out there risking their damn lives. Smith disgusts me. On September 2nd, 2024, Mayor Henyard purported to appoint Ronnie Berg Sr. as the new chief of police of the village. That did not occur during an open meeting, and the Board of Trustees did not vote to consent to this appointment. Plaintiffs have not been present with or consented to the nomination of Ronnie Berg Sr. as police chief defendant. Berg has held himself out as a police chief, taking the police department vehicle as his own and giving directive to Dolton police officers. I feel so bad for them being in the middle of this shit. First, they had to deal with crazy ass Lacey looking ridiculous, and then you got this jigger up there. Can I put the people who we talking about up there? Just take a little break for a second and put the people we talking about. Maybe I could get to y'all comments real quick. These motherfuckers. Okay, so this is Thick Leg Lacey, the one that was harassing them before. Motherfucker finally got out talking about, I'm gonna work in the capacity even if I don't have my police license. You're out. You're out. Excuse my language. This is Henyard's practices. Two of these officers didn't even pass the test. We read the court case about that. And did I take? I think I took Berg ass down already because certain people I don't even be wanting to see. I'm putting him back up. There we go. This was posted in Dolton Politics last week. Okay, so these are the individuals who we're talking about. Hit the like button if you don't know. We wanted to show you who we're talking about. Okay, that's those two individuals. And y'all remember Catch a Dog Smith? Don't he look like a dog in this picture though? I got a good picture of him. Tell me what he looked like. He looked terrible. Shit. The light, the reflection did him dirty in this picture. Let's keep it moving. So legal standards. So these are the legal standards. We already know that. This is Mr. Bird's like, I'm taking that car. Listen to me here. You got Smith like you that contract don't mean shit. Why would you want to stop a contract for people who are literally saving you from forest fires and house fires? He's a demon. That's what he looked like. So the legal standards. The purpose of this preliminary injunction is to prevent a threatened wrong or continue injuries pending a trial or motion of the case. So they like, just stop this right here. We could just go to the case, but this shit got to stop. This is a threat to our liberty, to our people in the community. As parties seek a preliminary injunction or trial, must demonstrate. So they give the reasons why here. And we're going to move forward. The argument, plaintiffs have a clear and assertable right in need of protection. So this is one of the arguments. Plaintiffs comprise a majority of the Board of Trustees of Village of Dolton pursuant to the planning established law. Plaintiffs have the clear right to consent to certain village appointees, nominees by mayor, plaintiff, legal rights to consent to individuals nominated to positions of village administrator is found in Dolton ordinance. So that is some of the exhibits that you're going to see that they're showing like, listen, she has to show us this so we can give our opinion and we have to vote on it. The village administrator shall be an employee who shall be appointed and removed. So that's why I said the first one, she didn't really remove because y'all didn't vote on it anyway. Removed by the mayor with advice and consent of the Board of the Trustees. So they put that ordinance up. Okay. And then now this is administrator to be restored, Dolton Code. Now, this is what they put up to get Keith Freeman. Like, this was the rationale for restoring Keith Freeman. Okay. Removal. Okay. Removal, except where otherwise provided by statute, the president may remove any officers appointed by him or any formal charge wherever he is in opinion that the interests of the village demand removal. Okay. He shall report the reasons for the removal to the Board of Trustees in a meeting held not less than 5 to 10 days that we talked about. After the removal, if the president fails to refuse to report to the Board of Trustees the reasons for removal, or if the Boards of Trustees by a 2 to 3 vote of all its members authorized by law to be elected, disapprove or of the removal, the officer thereupon shall be restored to the office from which the officer was removed. Dolton Village Code 1-8-1. So that's what they use to keep Keith Freeman in there. See, I got to report everything. I'm biased. Except where otherwise provided by the statute, the mayor or the president may remove any officers appointed by the mayor or the president under this code in any written charges where or the mayor or the president in the opinion that the interests of the municipality demand removal. And that's why I think right there you show the other side. The interests of all the people fucking with Keith Freeman want his ass to be removed. That's my opinion. But I'm going to just shut up. Because that nigga, he living dangerously. Allegedly cheating on his wife. Using the credit card to buy wigs and shit, trips and shit. Then you want to turn fed? I'm done with you. All right. So let's move on. Okay. The police chief. So this is where they go on to the police chief. Plaintiff's legal right to consent to individual nominated to the position of police chief. So in the exhibit, you're going to see where they go into a little bit details of the process that they're supposed to go to. And I know it is supposed to be like a board that consists of the fire chief and a few other individuals that actually supposed to reevaluate who the candidates for police, sheriffs, or whatever they have out here in Dolton, and they supposed to actually vote. It's not just the trustees, but that whole process supposed to go through. And she said, fuck that, Burgess, get in there. You know, you helped me with the count. Y'all remember Burgess helped her with the count. Mr. Bird, I call him Burgess. Bird helped her with the count. He ended up losing the initial running for mayor and then ended up working for her in the end, counting to make sure it was a fair election. Y'all don't remember? This is how they connected. That's why they all gotta go, allegedly. Okay. Now, so basically in the other exhibit that we're going to show you is going to show where they did not have the right to appoint the chief of police. Okay. So they basically is going to basically by him being appointed inside of this position, that it will call irreparable injuries will occur in the absence of an injunctive relief. So they like, it's going to go down if you put this man in here. Please, you got to protect the interests of the establishment. This is what they're saying here. And this is what they're talking about. They're moving on into this sums up. The plaintiff have established that their protection interests in the consent of the appointment of village attorney, village administrator, and police chief, and protect the interest in the procedures for the removal and the restoration of village administration. Angela Lockett, Michael Smith, and Ronnie Bird Sr. were not properly appointed and therefore have no authority to conduct village business or act in any manner on behalf of the village. Nonetheless, these individuals has been holding themselves out as duly appointed village officials, issuing directive, advising employees that Keith Freeman has no authority, and causing mass chaos, confusion, and frustration among the village staff to determine of the detriment of the citizens of the village. So this is why the injunction went through. He like, all right, it's chaos. We're gonna let y'all get this through. Okay. Plaintiffs have no they have no like remedy to this when it comes to it says plaintiffs have no adequate remedy at law, meaning basically there's no money that could be given here because they're talking about what could we do to satisfy this case. So the remedy, no money could be given here. It says right here, it says statutory rights to consent to an appointment and removal cannot be measured monetarily, and plaintiff have no adequate remedy to her repented and ongoing violations of municipal law. So what they're asking right now is to show likely of success on the merit. The party must rise a fair question as to the existence of the right claim, in the course looking where the plaintiff will likely be entitled to the relief. So basically is a law that says you have to establish you have the right to relief, in which they did through the evidence that we're going to show you. And that right to relief is that she was supposed to run it through them, point blank period, regardless. Okay, so that's their standing. They have legal standing, and they like, ain't no damn money. The conclusion that the plaintiff has raised is fair questions as to all the elements required for the temporary restraining order and preliminary injunction, and should therefore be granted same. Shut up, y'all. Specifically, I cannot say that word, but it's okay. Specifically, plaintiff pray that this honorable court grants the following relief: issues a temporary restraining order and preliminary injunction enjoining and pursuant removal by the mayor of village administrator Freeman, enjoining the pursuant appointment of Michael Smith and village administrator, enjoining the pursuant appointment of Angela Lockett, village attorney, and enjoining the purported appointment of Ronnie Berg as police chief. So everything that Henyard did, they trying to do. El Stapo. So issuing a temporary restraining order and preliminary injunction restraining order the mayor from making any further appointments without the advice and consent of the board. So that's what they're asking. Okay, to reverse everything she did, enforce that she can't do anything without the board, issue a temporary restraining order and preliminary injunction restraining order against Michael Smith, Get your ass out the village. Get the step in. Michael Smith from holding himself out as the village administrator and conducting any duties as the same. Issue a temporary restraining order and preliminary injunction restraining order against Angela Lockett from holding herself out as the village attorney and conducting any duties as the same. Talking about send me the documents. Hell no. Shit. You better go ask Delgado. Okay. Issuing a temporary restraining order and preliminary injunction restraining Ronnie Berg Sr. from holding himself out as a police chief and conducting any duties as the same. Granting any other relief this court deems equitable and just. So they just want her to fix what the hell she done did. Okay. So these are the exhibits here. I'm just going to run through it just a little bit. All right. Well, that's not, what is that? Exhibit 1? Hold on. This is exhibit 1. This is the filing. And then this is a little bit more information. Now, this right here, this is more case details, a verified complaint, plaintiffs in a jurisdiction. You know who they are. Plaintiff is Jason House, Brittany Norwood, Kiana Belcher, and Tammy Brown, the trustees of Dolton. And they're going against Tiffany Henyard, Michael Smith, Angela Lockett, and Ronnie Bird. We went over the facts of the case, and this is a little bit different. But I'm going to see if I go through it so I don't be repeating the same thing. We talked about that. The TI. I want to make sure that I'm going to see where it's at on the board meeting mirror call, the motion to terminate Freeman. They got the video here. So right here, this got more details. He said on August 5th, 2024, board meeting, Mayor Henyard called for them motion to terminate Keith Freeman. No motion was made, and therefore no actions to terminate Keith Freeman was taken. Mayor Henyard then stated Freeman is fired. You're fired. I think I got that clip where she like, they done set me up. I got to pull it. Can I pull it up? Let me pull it up, y'all, because this is a little repeat real quick of the information. The reason why she fired Keith Freeman, because she felt like y'all set her up. Y'all done set up the man. Let me pull the shit up. She's like, these bitches set me up. Hold on. Let me see. Can I find it? I have a lot of stuff up there. Hold on. Let me go into this real quick. I got it. No, I got it. What is this? Dolton. I got so much stuff here. Dolton Township. Hold on, y'all. I do want to pull that clip up because she was mad. She was mad. Like, y'all set me up. She wasn't happy with y'all. She said, y'all been working with Keith Freeman from the beginning. Oh, hold on. Where's all my videos at? Oh, hold on. That's why I'm in the wrong thing. Give me 1 second. I was under the pictures like, wait a minute. I know I got this up here because I had kept it up there. Because I was like, I'm going to have to show this one more time. She is mad. Who is this? Hit the like button. Y'all know sometimes I get a little distracted, but I be wanting to show y'all what she done said. She said, y'all can't set me up. No, quiet. Hit the like button. Damn, I want to find it. Here we go. Show us proof of the credit cards. It was a short. Here we go. I don't care. Y'all gave me a second. Shit. Hit the like button. I found it with my big old forehead. This is what she said. This is why she fired Freeman. And she said, y'all been working with Freeman from the day one. Girl, bye. He turned state on you. You've been working with him from the day one. Give it a second. It's uploading on my platform so y'all can see what I'm talking about.
I got so much to say. What y'all got? Y'all motion? Y'all motion second, no? Yep. Okay. So basically, for those that ain't been watching the mess or I don't want to cuss, the show in Dolton, if y'all ain't been watching it, that show you that y'all must have been working with him the entire time. So all y'all been exposed, huh? So everybody's been exposed. So here it is. Y'all watch the meets. Y'all see what goes on. I don't see nothing right now. Nobody said nothing. Y'all got nothing to say.
Imagination out this world.
So who been getting paid the entire time? Looks like the mayor been getting paid the entire time. That's what it looked like to me. Because I can't believe they this quiet. Y'all always got to.
You did. They remember that? That's why I showed y'all. That chick was mad. You're quiet. And I said, why didn't they vote for him? So allegedly, to get him out of there, it was for precaution. That's what we read. But we're going to get a little bit more down. So this was what the clip. It says a true and accurate depiction of this exchange can be reviewed here. They put the clip here. And I just showed y'all the clip, okay? So on about August 12th, 2024, Mary Henyard, personal attorney with no affiliation to the Village of Dolton, sent a letter to Ms. Johnson. That's what we talked about. Informing her that Keith Freeman was no longer employed with the village and has been terminated. Let me see. So that is the exhibit of the thing. I want to see if they're going to put the letter there. Additional ordinance required the advice and consent of the board. The mayor did not report the reasons for removing Keith Freeman. Yes, she did. She just did. I just showed y'all. That's what I wanted to show y'all. She said he been set tripping and he been snitching. That's what she said. Okay. Keith Freeman and the village administrator to the board of trustees. Nonetheless, 5 or more than 10 days then purported termination as required by the law. Okay, so she goes into the regular board meeting. It's a little bit more. I'm gonna see if there's any more details to what I just read. This adds more details in it, and they actually put links of videos. They talk about the quorum. Well, we talked about not having a quorum. The video is put up there. The village of Dolton already have an administrator, Keith Freeman. That's when she appointed Smith. So they put that video up here, right here, as an exhibit. They said that Keith Freeman has still never been properly removed. The village board was never presented with the appointment of the defendant Smith as the village administrator has never voted to consent. She didn't tell nobody. She literally said he is hired. She's fucking crazy. So he goes into the village appointed attorney. This is where they add the law to it. So that's good. They must have did the original filing real quick to get a court date, and then they went in and update the filing so it could have all the laws and everything. Good job, because the first one we read to you did not have all of the law references, the videos and things. So they got the depiction of the statements that they made when she hired the attorney. So this is in the filing. This is why they won, because they put all that shit like, don't ask no questions, judge. Here you go. You better read all of this. And that's how you're supposed to do it. That's how you're supposed to do a file and have all the facts there. And that's why we listen to details. And we learn the laws and put them in letters and say, booyaka. That's what I'm doing to the Illinois State Police. You better stop playing with me, y'all. I love you, Illinois State Police. We here talking about some shit, but you know I want what I want. I'm going to start putting the laws in my next Freedom of Information request because I don't want to hear nothing. Okay, baby? I'm just giving y'all a heads up. Yeah, just shots fired. Okay? Police chief appointment as we go on to that. Unlawful. And that's what they should be writing too. About who is this man? Y'all been to put him on a hit list just like Perez. Because Mr. Burge is a whole piece of shh. Just like Lacey. Oh, don't get it messed up that I don't have to go after Lacey actually, because hey, Lacey already lost his job. But don't get it messed up like Burge won't get on our hit list of corrupted Illinois police. Oh, we're not stopping. We're not stopping in Dolton, Burge. You could get on the list too. Okay? You and your son. He better not have a license. Okay? So this is the adjudicative relief. This is the plaintiffs restate basically everything that we talked about. Plaintiffs have tangible legal interest. They just putting a stance out there. They did good with this. Go ahead, lawyer. Y'all said, fuck this. I ain't gonna about to let Grace Levi talk about my damn filing. It's so long, she ain't gonna even want to read all of it. But I'm skimming through it, and pretty much it's a reiteration of what we read with the laws attached to it. Okay. And again, at the end of what they have put in detail, this is what they're asking the court for. Exactly what we read about. Okay. So declare Mayor Henyard is required to report the reasons they want her to do this. This is what they want, making the judge make her do. Making the mayor follow the right rules to remove and hire people, what we read. All right, so let me see, can I sum this up just a little bit? Declaration of injunctive relief, declaratory and injunctive release, unlawful appointment of village administrative, plaintiff versus plaintiff reestates, paragraph. Okay, that's just asking for each individual. So, you know, they had one for Smith, one for Lockett, one for Burgess. So this is just a reiteration for each person. Okay, that's like the counts again. You see what I'm saying? All right, so they're asking for adjudicated relief for all of that, and maybe we can get just a little bit into the exhibits before we get out of here, so you guys can see. So this was the ordinance up there, in the ordinance of the village of Dolton established the appointment position of village of Dolton village administrator. So this was the proof here. As I told you, that's a double-edged sword, because you were supposed to prove Keith Freeman ass, and I got the clip. You didn't prove him. You let her do what she wanted to do then. This time they said, not tonight, right? Y'all know I got to mess with y'all trustees. Go ahead and put some fire in y'all back so y'all make sure that shit don't happen again, okay? Go ahead. So this is the village officers and employees law related to the police and personal regulations. Salary is just a portion here that I want to highlight, that how they're supposed to appoint the actual police chief, police officers, civil service examination. They're talking about the examination they're supposed to pass. Hold on. Removal and suspension. Appointments. This is it. Point D. Yes, I did go through this, y'all. I had to go through all. It actually took me half an hour. It wasn't too bad. All right, so appointments. The head of the department of the office in which the position classifies under the section is to be filled shall notify the commission of the fact, and the commission shall certify the appointment of officers, the name and address of the candidate standing highest upon the registration for the class or grade to which the position belongs. However, in case of labors where a choice by a competition, like a competition. Okay, competition. I'm sorry. It's like petition, but competition. The commissioner may provide by its rules that the section shall be made by law from among those candidates proven to fit by examination, by laborers who have previously been in the services and were removed because their services were no longer required, shall be preferred. So, like, okay, if somebody was in a position where they were being, like, the position was due away with, or like they didn't need that position, they could utilize that person and transferring them into other appointments. That's what they were saying here, okay? So that is a way that it can happen, but Birds ain't had shit to do with nothing. That's why she was able to slip Chief Lacey in there, and they couldn't do shit about it. Does that make sense? When Collins was fired, she just put Lacey's in, like, now it makes sense how she was able to do that. Does that make sense? All right. I know it's kind of legal genre, the way it sounds, but I had to just put it in lame text for us. Y'all know what we do here. So if they already worked for them at some capacity and somebody was terminated, they could kind of like switch them in position, what they did with Lacey. Thick ass Lacey. So municipalities have been employed under temporary authority for 3 years or more during the part of the 3 or more calendar years. That's somebody who's been there for 3 years. That's why he actually fit the appointment. I want to get to the point where they talked about the commission consent. So this is talking about if the person is actually hired, it said at or before the expiration of the period of probation, the head of the department of office which candidate is employed may, by and with the consent of the commission, discharge him upon assignment and writing his reasons therefore to the commission. They keep talking about the commission because she's supposed to go to the commissioner. Removal or suspension right here. This is going to skip down. Such charges shall be investigated by or before the Civil Service Commission, or by or before some officers or board appointed by the commission to conduct such investigation. The finding and decision of such commission or investigation officers or board, when approved by the commission, shall be certified to the appointed officers and shall forthwith be enforced to such officers. So the commission has the right to make a determination who's hired and fired. So we need to know who on that commission board, because y'all asses been was supposed to fire Perez, Carlton, Lacey Lewis, Terry. Y'all want me to name some motherfucking names? Do y'all want me to name some names of these meter freakers who should have been fired? Let me get my paper before I had to kick somebody. But Perez, Hobson, Carlton, Hope, Nunez, Lacey, Price, Coleman, Griffin. Can I say more? Can I say more names who the commissioner should have fired? I just had the shots fired. Shit. Okay, I'm going there. Don't fuck around and get down. So the commissioner was supposed to play a part in this. So that's even more of a reason for Mr. Crazy Birds. I don't know what to call him. Shucking and jiving birds. Bullshitting ass birds. Because he had the nerve to talk about, oh, my son did nothing. My son did nothing while he chased down the old lady like he was about to murder her. I was scared for the old lady. Okay? Thank you, Jesus. You need a two-step process to hire these officials, allegedly. Okay? So Exhibit C, let's kind of just get to it. The attorney for the village. So the same thing, I kind of skimmed down and I got to the point where that will be the actual standard. I mean, the stands for them. So special prosecutor, they talk about the bond, compensation, duties, appointment, special attorneys. Right here, Section A. Special attorneys, appointment. Notwithstanding any other provisions on to the contrary, the village president, which is Henyard in this case, with the consent of the Board of Trustees, may appoint an additional attorney and additional attorneys to perform special legal services designated by the president and the Board of Trustees. Point blank motherfucking period. Even when she hired Delgado. That's why when we talked about the school board and her trying to get Delgado in there and setting up a fake meeting, that's how crazy she was. You remember she had told all the board members to call on the Zoom, and they said they showed up and it was a meeting and they were trying to get them to vote on Delgado to be over the school board. Oh yeah, next Sunday, I got the juice. Well, I ain't got the juice. I just got what I've been researching. My geeky ass. We're going to go into the school board. There's some shit going on with the school board, too. Corruption. Money missing. People asking questions. That'll be the last thing I'll show you is that article since I brought it up because we want to get into it. So this is going into the police department, chief of police, and all that stuff that I just told you. The oath of office. So they go about the oath of office. I guess that has to do with the police conduct and his conduct. Bird's conduct is not lawful. Maybe that's why they added this. Like the offer of this is the oath of office for the police. And this nigga had, excuse my language, neglect, negas. I'm a Hebrew, so I call people negas because that's where my people come from and they don't know. Okay, the name of the land of it's not Niger, it's Niga. I can show you that. Before they changed the map and they changed it to Africa, that landmass. Okay, so don't get offended when I call my people niggas. I'm not calling them niggas like the way the derogatory. I'm calling them niggas because them same niggas that was in that area in Africa was acting like a damn fool too, according to the Bible. But I'm gonna just move forward. This niggas is not lawful, so that's probably why they put that in there. I just gotta break that down because I get new people who watch me and they like, how she be trying to be professional, funny that she calling her own people niggas. No, it's niggas. I'm a Hebrew woman, and there's a meaning behind niggas. That's exactly where we came from, and that's why they called you nigga. But I'm gonna move forward, y'all. I just had to throw that out there because maybe somebody in their head sent that to me. It's not out of disrespect, but I'm telling you the behavior of the people on that plateau was terrible, just like how we acting. So let me see, can I get to anything else? This is towards the end of this broadcast. These are the exhibits of this. Now, this was the exhibit. Okay, now, can I correct? I have to give the residents their respect. Okay, Miss Peggy Kelly Swartz. I'm saying her name wrong, but it's Miss Peggy Kelly. She's a resident of Homewood. Mr. Dan Lee, that is the tall, older African-American guy, brown skin with the gray hair. Dan Lee, they wrote to Kwame Raoul about the Open Meetings Act, and Miss Rosie Leftwich. Those were three people that were responsible for getting basically Mr. Kwame Raoul to respond. It took more than one resident, more than one letter, and bothering the fuck him for him to say those 2 meetings was wrong. And I wonder how much more letters they got to write for them to say that the last 2 meetings was wrong as well. This is the whole exhibit. It is long. They put in work. They were working on this from September. No, that's a damn lie. June 10th. July meeting they talked about. And it went into, this is August meeting. They talked about, they were writing letters. Okay. Shout out to them, baby. And what else? They went into, this is a long exhibit. I was like, damn, they was going in. They went into all the way up to August, I think. And they just, so this was the finding and the conclusion. So basically the finding and conclusions, it was so long. Okay, so they talk about all the facts and all the time that basically she violated the Open Meetings Act. These were the letters that they sent to them. Y'all gonna have to read this for yourself because this is detailed. But I'm gonna get into basically the findings. According to the Attorney General, concluded that the board violated sections 2.01 of OMA by failing to make its June 3rd, July 1st meeting convenient to the open to the public. In accordance with these findings of facts and conclusion of law, the board is directed to take immediately. How they gonna just put it on the board? It's Henyard. Say Mayor Henyard. Fuck, you talk about the board. It wasn't the board. The board is directed to take immediate and appropriate action to comply with the opinion by taking measures to make all future meetings convenient and open to the public, including holding meetings at a location where enough space to be reasonably accessible and configure the meeting set up accommodates the public. Although the board is permitted to take responsibility and appropriate measures to ensure the safety of the members of the public and the public office officials. I told you that's why the cops need to be there. It is directed to refrain from unnecessary security measures such as street closures, parking, barricade, and excessive police presence that physically impedes members of the public from reaching Village Hall. You remember they were blocking everything off. That was a time when Jedediah was up there. And you remember they used to have the police officer right at the podium. His old thick ass. There's that Lacey cousin, his old thick ass, his Lacey's son over there. Like, but he didn't look like a bad guy, but you still fall under the bullshit. You should have been like, I don't want to be right there. The motherfuckers they don't look at me. He was the one when Smith said DOTT, that officer was like, I'm talking about him. He was like DOTT. Okay, I'm just here. So the opinion shall be considered the final decision of the administrative agency for the purpose of administrative review under the administrative review law. So basically, they're put it on a board when they should have been putting Henyard name in this motherfucker because the board didn't do this. So Kwame Raoul, you better focus on the right person, sir, Attorney General. Okay, so this was the certificate of service that they all got their update about winning something for the residents. And this was the last exhibit that basically highlight where Henyard was appointing these gremlins. Chief Lacey Lewis, ratification of the termination from former Deputy Chief Lewis. That's when she tried to get him back in there. Approval of the business license. Hold up, where else? That was about Chief Lacey though. Where the rest of them at? Well, in this particular, just to show you on this last document before we round things up, there has been a few cases here that I have read, and there's a few cases that I have not read. So these cases I will be reading to you guys coming up in the future. We did Camilla Williams, That was the one that was connected to Alexis Wilson case, the protester who was arrested. She got $30,000. I did not. Marshawn Murdoch, we're going to look into that case. Paris Dolson, we're going to look into that case. Dolton Park District. Now we're going to see if it's different from the other two gentlemen who were on the board that of the district board that they were trying to like basically force to put Delgado in as lawyers. Like I just told you what they did. They had a fake Zoom meeting talking about, we just going to talk today. Had them all showing up like courtroom. Gotcha. And it was like, heck no. So that was in that lawsuit. So I want to look to see if Park District is different. And that's where we're going to get into the drama with the Park District. Okay. Yeah. And we're going to close off just by showing you what I've been talking about. The last part where it's going to...
Would you like to learn a brand new and innovative way to invest your extra money that has a low barrier to entry and low competition? What if I told you that it is a guaranteed method to get up to 18 to 20% return on your investment? Tax lien and deed purchasing is the only way to get into the real estate market through the back door. No credit and no loans needed. This method isn't commonly taught, and therefore the competition is very low, for now. Put together a 14-hour info-packed course which will teach you everything you'll need to know to get started. Learn at your own pace, step-by-step guided video and aids to start you on the TLC deed investment process. The course offers many learning tools for new investors, helping ensure you safely invest in tax liens and deeds. Contact us today and join the buyback team.